Hello! Here we are on Pillars. 3K, 4v4, Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP, Team 1 Subtle Hubris, Monaris, Puppy, Vine, Team 2 Crow, Meganot, Sumike, and Dramus. Let's drop back into the chat here. Got a lot of people out here. Not as many as in the last game. A few people have gone to bed. Looks like both OSP and ANS are pretty spread out, although OSP is more concentrated on Bravo's side. Yeah, actually looking at it, it looks like just a couple OSP ships are not on Bravo's side. Whereas ANS is all over the map. Man, what in the world? ANS bringing us a kid. So Puppy's got Blind Man and his dog, which is an Beam Axford with Aurora PD and a Scouting Voxel. Very funny. Looking forward to seeing that. Couldn't go through everything. Now we're here on the map.
Can someone stream? Thank you.
Jump down here with Crow. He's got Plasma. Yeah, he's got a Throngler. But a slightly different version of the Throngler. Just one Plasma turret per side instead of two. Which gives room for an extra T30 per side. Very nice nebulous feat command. And that's a few MMTs in close formation. Plus an EWR. And one Plasma, T30, and T20 monitor. Alright. Dramus has a 450 and point defense Ocello for support with floodlight and presumably parallax. Oh, yes. And EWR container monitor. What kind of containers you got in here, Chief? Just like actual combat containers, not decoys. That's interesting. See, I really want to see this kill something. Really funny. It's also got a gun and rocket shuttle, a jam and rocket shuttle, another gun rocket shuttle, and another jam rocket shuttle. For little squads for capping. Meganite, 450. Okay, very similar Ocello build. And to Dramus, 450s, floodlights, auroras, presumably parallax on it as well. Yep. We got some bomb monitors. Yeah, C90s. Point defense, T20s instead of T30s on them? Must be a points thing. Very interesting. We haven't seen much of the C90 here in the past few days. Hunters have sort of been getting dunked on by everyone and their mother. That's more of a meta thing than a build thing. So yeah, not a lot of C90s. We got them. Also got Plasma turret, which is Sumike rocking a container liner. 111 just containers and 15 support containers. Presumably the support containers have a bunch of decoys in it. I'm not sure. It's kind of a single. There's not much complexity to these here, so we'll see how well that works. I have high hopes.
On using the T20 around the T30 on the monitors, I think it's because it's nothing but ammo elevators.
We're contesting zone.
So they're probably getting a better rate of fire out of the T20 than the T30.
And then using the ammo elevators for the C90. Got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
As a pair of 250 voxels with VLS3 in the back with quite a few different kinds of S3Hs. One jam sprinter and one naked frigate. Ah, it's a spyglass frigate with no point defense. That's some risky business, but might work out. We'll see. But a hubris. Looks like he's got a cap fleet. One missile Pinard frigate. Two missile Pinard frigate. And then a handful of missile and Mark 61 sprinters all over the map. Presumably they have, torpedoes on them. One is currently locked. Look at someone for Alpha, and I think he's gonna get it too. Man, OSP not able to grab Echo. What happened to you, little guy? You got... Okay, you ate some missiles. And that's kind of a problem, because now one of the Alpha Capper ships is gonna have to rotate over to Echo, and it might might just eat some missiles as well. We'll see. Bobby from Hell, as already stated, Blind Man and his dog Beam Axford with Auroras all over the thing. And oh no, he's upgraded it. He's actually added a couple defenders to it. Nice, nice. 2 bullseyes for extra large. Bobby's immune more, but it works very well. This is Spotting Voxel, 250 Spyglass, and a Parallax. I love it. Oh yes, oh yes. He's also lost his 8 gas for Daenerys, more voxels, gun voxel defender, a little bit of soft kill on the back, and 2 support reins, one with, both with jammers this time. And then one with a bullseye and a stone wall, and one with double defenders. A little out of my defense, but should be fine against this team anyways. We'll see how those containers do. A couple more ARAD missiles glonking the EWR ship.
No, I wanted to see those containers go.
Yeah, me too.
I actually suspect those are EO, if I remember that name correctly.
Oh, the missiles?
Yeah.
Nice. Looks like the Echo Capping missile is going to get completely annihilated by 1, 2, 3, 4 voxels worth of 250 RPF.
Oh, this is a bad day.
See you later, OSP. Not going to be able to cap either their naturals or the alpha point. We got containers coming out. Where are these going? I think these are going after... his dog? Yeah, the spotted voxel that's over here. Oh, this is Sumike's fast boot build. So it's just a
that would explain why it's all uniform.
Yeah, it's just a shitload of fast boot. You can actually make a better build, and I made a better build that uses multiple different kinds of fast boot on each of them. It's a little riskier, and you don't get as many, because fast boot is kind of expensive relative to what you get out for it anyways. But, it's going after the blind man. This could be a big problem. He's got Auroras as his main point defense. He's battle shorting them, and they're going to just burn out on these contenders and do almost nothing. He's also got a few defenders on the wings.
Might be able to get behind the rock.
I don't think it's going to be in time, dog. They're getting soft killed by the ship. Who would win? What is that, like 400 points of containers? Or, what, 10 points of chaff? It looks like, hold on, how many chaff clouds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chaff clouds. It's 9 chaff clouds, all that. All right, so let's take a look at Sumike's missile count. That was 50% of Sumi's missiles.
Well, this is just depressing.
Yeah, I think OSP just loses, actually. Because they're losing their natural. They haven't capped anything. Puppy very easily, I'm sure, needs his brown pants, but very easily soft kills that entire container load. I think I don't have radar on that shit. Now he's just being mean. That is very funny though. Crow's MMT tug pack getting obliterated by voxels.
I don't know why he's running MMTs that way.
As happens with tugs. Yeah, I'm not sure about this either. I mean, it's not exactly an MMT.
No,
because
these
they
are
don't
weird.
have missiles on them.
They all have pinpoints on the bottom for some reason.
250 tugs.
With a razor?
250 tug isn't really useful anymore because it doesn't survive long enough to fight and it doesn't shoot very fast. So I don't know why you would do that.
I mean, 250 tug without missiles was never particularly good anyway.
No, it wasn't.
Confused.
But, you know, it was at least kind of useful. At least I thought so. But then I'm pretty bad with tugs. All my tug swarms always die. But I kind of liked them. It's just a big, haha, eat 100 barrels of 250, you nerd. Surprise button, but yeah, with all the changes, it's like way worse. we got another blast of fast food containers. This is another half. Oh, almost all of Sumike's stuff. Going after these voxels, which are... I mean, that's not the play. These are just gonna die to defenders. Yeah, all these are just gonna get defendered. There's no chance any of these get through this. Womp womp. And so you need other pinades on your fast food missiles. So you need mixed missiles. Oh! Wow.
They're threatening it. Oh shit.
Bad angles. On the point defense, a couple get through. Not that much damage to the voxel. It can recover from that. And did lose one of the jam frigs, which is unfortunate. Presumably the ARAD went after those. But this 3,000 points worth of fleet is now down to about 10% of its total loot. Just kind of a problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to trade 3,000 points of container liner for most of a frigate. That's worth, what is this, like 600 points a frigate? And then, also bruising a voxel. Yeah, OSP had a really rough game. I mean, it's basically, they're down a ship, they've been 4-capped, there's no way they're going to be able to push this because all their light ships have gotten torn to shreds. And then the 250 can still kill all the big ships too. Pretty easily, actually. Containers are going to get
The
one
enemy
kill
is
on a
securing zone
sprinter.
Boxer.
I think that's, yeah, Sumike has 5 basic containers left. Well, we are getting 250 HE shot into the bow of this voxel, and that's not gonna do anything. Gotta be using the AP to punch through it. Using AP, it's really effective, really easy to get penetrations and deal lots of damage.
Are we talking about the one that's getting plasmid while it's getting 250? Oh.
So the voxel is shifting to the tugs.
The enemy secured zone Boxer.
Still firing 250 HE into this Sicelo. I don't know what that's about. Who's running these voxels? It's Vine. Okay, Vine's kind of new. And yeah, but this is not new, but not super experienced. So I guess that checks out. It happens sometimes. I've been known to dump more than a few volleys of RPF into monitors. So yeah, I get it.
Yep.
And ANAS is now capped every single point. Subtle managed to sneak a sprinter onto Bravo during all the hullabaloo on Echo. And now OSP's in
Crow's liner is just dying.
Rock assist.
And
Honestly, that was kind of a sick
Nice.
rock dodge.
Deja vu!
Pretty good rock assist right there.
Literally just pivoted the ship around the
enemy is
rock into
securing
cover.
zone Boxer.
I really like that play.
That's hard to do. Crow's gotten really good at the micromanagement of the ships. So that's really cool to see. Although I think Crow's about to get torped in the asshole, which is kind of a problem. AMMs might be able to do it, or might be more rock command. Oh, it's gonna be close. I don't know. No, gonk.
The enemy is securing
Oh.
zone Atlas.
Volume tank didn't do any damage. Ball.
Those are sprinter torps. They're meant for killing scouts. They don't have much oomph to them anyway.
Also that. Must be able
Those
to
are
take
probably only like Warhead 2 or 3 torps tops.
probably Bravo back.
The
Also
enemy
working
secured
on
zone
Alpha,
boxer.
but they're gonna keep losing their ships to said sprinter torps. Yeah, come here. Come here, tell everybody. Yeah, for the people. No. Bitch. Yeah, it's not often you see a big brawl happening on Echo on pillars, but that has been this game. It looks like most of what's being shot at the Acello is AP now. Nice. Also gonna glonk, eat some S3Hs in the face. No HEKP. Unfortunate, would have been real cool to see that. But the PD's been stripped down and the reactors have taken enough damage that those can very easily get lands and do even more damage.
It's running a Whiplash and a Yard Drive.
That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Fat whip, small yard, yeah. It's a good combo. Get the extra power gen from the big whip.
Yeah.
And OSB is now tactical clumped up on Bravo. Crow recognizes that the end is nigh. I think Crow's
The
also
enemy is
basically been
securing
taken out of the
zone
game.
Atlas.
Oh yeah. Still got one rock commanding bulk freighter that might be able to get something done, but not much.
Unfortunately, the blind man's just waiting.
Oh no, I didn't even see this. And it's gonna blast the lo-fi beatstep panic attacks too with its beam. And it's gonna turn around and kill the bulk freighter. If the beam turret can get angled, there we go. And see you later. Bye-bye. Certainly one way to deal with a monitor.
The enemy secured zone Atlas.
Beam turret actually got disabled, whether through B short or fire.
Combination of both. Did be shorted for a little bit there. He's also getting shot in the turret by a plasma and a little bit of, I think, C90 fires. Torpedo's gone for a bulk freighter or for a container liner. This is gonna be gruesome. Assuming launching his shit. This is the only time he's gonna get to do it. Glonk. Yeah. If they're gonna be able to clear out these 3 containers, no big deal.
Are these weave containers?
Corkscrew.
Okay.
Which works surprisingly well. They work better when in conjunction with something like decoys or BSSJ. Or like rocket containers is a really good combo as well. But getting rocket containers to work in mixed salvos is absolute hell because you can't customize them.
Yeah, you're constrained to their engine characteristics.
Yeah, and 175 MS kind of sucks, and 17.5 range kind of sucks, and no terminals kind of sucks, and no pin 8s kind of sucks, and it's just a lot of things. So you have to kind of bend over backwards to get them to work. When you can get them to work, they're really strong, but it's very frustrating.
It becomes the constraint you engineer your containers around.
Yes.
The enemy is securing zone Boxer.
Custom warheads, my beloved. Maybe someday. Boy,
Given
that's
missile modules are unlinked from faction now, there's less excuse for them to avoid it.
what- yeah, but there's also a lot of energy being put into the into conquest.
Yep.
But it does, yeah, like I mean, it does mean that that's been taken off of the maybe nice to have someday if the game fully releases and there's extra developer money at the end of that list, and onto the reasonably maybe at some point during early access list, which could be cool. Could be very cool.
The enemy
I
securing
think
zone
it's
box.
gonna happen if Mazer put all the effort into making the faction lock work. But when, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's something else, is the original conversation that led to this being implemented was around custom warheads. Specifically cluster munitions, but other custom warheads as well. Warfare. So yeah, presumably.
Oof.
Yeah, that wasn't even a game of most times.
GG! That was a game of Neb.
You guys didn't read my.
Honestly, that may have been a horrible loss, but I'm so satisfied because I got the cleanest rock turn off.
That was fucking smooth.
It was very smooth.
Nebulous rock command.
Assisted turning. Yeah, that was really awesome. And then Puppy just soft killing like 1,000 points of containers with nothing but chaff was pretty great too.
Oh yeah, I'm very grateful for the puppy calling out to turn your radars off. Because then I did that.
Yeah, and I saw they're all ARAD actives and saw they were going for the ship that doesn't have a radar.
Yeah, I was sad. Didn't have a radar. Oh man.
I was gonna lock and beam the containers, but I'm pretty sure that would have caused them to fly into me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am mildly confused. How did we get radar tracks on those containers?
Because I've got a spyglass. I've got a spyglass CL that was in view of all the containers.
I see.
Hence the bit blind man and his dog.
Yes. It works pretty well too.
I am
That's a lot of damage for that ship. I don't usually do that much. Although 3,000 of it is containers.
I am quite proud of my call to just go take E.
It worked very well.
Yeah, that worked out.
Yep. It did. I mean, it's the whoever was yubbing did really well delaying
And
the
then
naturals.
We took E, and then we just crammed half of our team behind a single rock.
Well, I think Subtle Hubris was doing the running up on the points, which is great because that's like not what that fleet is dedicated for. It's just a couple of sacks for those purposes. Actually, these are EO. Nice.
Yeah, I called the EO and I wasn't in range with my Auroras yet, which hit the B cap, and then the E cap got killed by it. And I really wish I could punish CLs for just moving across open space to a cap, but you can't.
Well, it's that you had nothing on the cap, so you couldn't punish us because we were out of your.
All you guys were transiting from D to E,
and the whole fleet couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
you had no guns on us. You were like 10 clicks away.
No,
they did. That's not correct.
We were all shooting at you. You just can't hit a fucking evasive CL at like 8 or 9 kilometers.
C90s,
You just can't do it.
T20s and T81s, and I think there was some 450 in there too.
Yeah,
Yes,
there was
60,
450,
60s and 65s.
600 millimeter.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
You can't hit CLs with 450. outside of like 8 kilometers.
What if I simply walked away from the bullet?
Yeah.
And I think this is a good, like, I don't want to see CLs lose any speed or evasiveness, but I definitely think they should lose a lot, well, not a lot of armor, but enough armor that, like, you're gonna see, like, it's not going to matter as, like, the evasiveness isn't going to matter as much because each hit that you do take hurts more.
What were they being hit
Everything they shoot at CL
Wait,
can already
Puppy,
pen a CL.
hold on, don't interrupt Puppy. Clearly Puppy was wanting to talk.
What were they being hit by?
Hundreds, plasma, 250, in the off times that they were getting hit.
So in what world would less armor make them penetrate more?
Yeah. It doesn't. They die to what they die to already. It's just you can't hit them.
I do feel like Vauxhalls are a little bit overtuned at the moment, because like you can bring a team of 12 of them and it wouldn't even be a bad team.
There would be bad matchups for that, but they'd be hyper specific to beat 12 voxels and terrible at everything else.
You undersell it when you say that wouldn't be a bad team. That would be a great team.
It's been a great
yeah,
team.
I think that's an indicator that Vauxhall could use a bit of a nerf.
Last week.
Honestly, I think they have too much killing power.
On Sunday.
It's that there's no.
Wait, hold on, let Dark talk.
Sorry, Dark.
Last week on Sunday, we did that for like 6 straight hours. And the voxel teams, even when being played by players who kind of didn't know what they were doing, did pretty decently. Like, they were overperforming even when they lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Vauxhall is overtuned right now.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's much of a contention, because they're definitely overperforming, and they've been overperforming for a long time. It's just now that, like, Frig Blob and some other things that are more blatant have been knocked down, they're more pressing. They've gone from, well, this is overpowered, but there are, like, other more important things to worry about, too. This is kind of one of the last things that are really disruptive to the game environment. The real question is, what do you do about it?
I personally think the solution is, I think Vauxhalls are too killy. Like, they're evasive and fast, but this suits their role as light cruisers. But they shouldn't be able to knock down any target or pick and present with high efficiency. Because currently, they just have so much firepower.
But doesn't that defeat the purpose of them being kind of a hunter-killer kind of haul?
It does. That's the problem, is that you can't just reduce their power output across the board, and that's where like a 250 AP damage nerf comes in. It's reducing their ability to kill the big ship.
Right now they have enough firepower to not even be a hunter-killer, but just to be a line fighter.
Yes.
They can just slug it out.
Exactly.
That depends heavily on what and where you are slugging it out with. Like, you're not gonna win against a bunch of, like, 12k. Well, maybe 12k of voxels will win against 12k of line ships.
That's kind of my point.
But I don't know how that would go, because if you're fighting that at 5 kilometers, the line ships are going to be hitting, and the voxels are going to be melting.
A lot easier to hide a voxel when they're jamming, though, but this dynamic is really...
It's going to be a DPS race. I don't actually know who wins that.
Why would you fight them under 5 kilometers when you can just choose to not do that?
You don't.
Yeah, you're faster.
You don't, really. You got to catch them out.
I think if you tune down Vauxhall's firepower, it can still serve its role as a hunter-killer, because it can use its speed and evasiveness and its ability to carry missiles, which are like a high alpha weapon, to find isolated targets and kill them. But it wouldn't have the sustained firepower to just hold up its own in a prolonged fight. Yeah, basically just nerf like the Class 3 to 50 mount.
But that has a ton of knock-ons.
That has a huge number of knock-ons. Yeah. That locks the Vauxhall out of missiles. Like it does a lot.
No.
What we need to do is give OSP some ships that can close the gap with the Vauxhall.
Maybe.
Which they have.
And I'm not going to suggest which one, but it's got feet.
They already had this, and that got taken away, and suddenly the voxels be extremely dangerous.
Wait, what did they
don't
have
say.
and they were taken away?
The tug?
The tug could compete with Vauxhalls and chase it down in number.
So tugs were still like kind of vulnerable to getting nuked by voxels, but voxels were kind of vulnerable to getting nuked by tugs, and it was a very positional matchup. And that's just gone.
Wait, what did it change?
Tug speed.
They made the tug slower, have less rate of fire on its gun.
All right, we're just getting into specifics now. So we can go ahead and close this out. That's the end. I don't have that much else to say. We went over Testulous discussion at the tail end of that, so you should have seen most of it. And I bid thee adieu.